As I promised to you, we are going to cover all the Challenger Cups of the winter season. And now for this Sunday, we are having a pretty big one. 256 players by fellow German content creator Joshua Schmidt. And we have 7 rounds of Swiss again, going into top 16 this time around, meaning we have one more round of Top Cut to cover. And that is the first thing we're going to do. We're going to start with top 16 and that match, one feature match at a time, top 16, top 8, top 4 in the finals. Before we get into the matches though, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like to this video, and let me know in the comments what you want to see for the next episodes here, and if you want this format to continue with me covering the competitive tournaments of Challenger Cups here in Europe. Into the gameplay action we go. This time around, as I just explained, it is top 16, and the first top 16 match we're going to look at here for this very impressive 256 player Challenger Cup is Mr. Kalchin against Imperia. Funnily enough, I played against both of these players in this very Challenger Cup. I competed myself. I lost to both of them. Otherwise, I might have made top cut, but I didn't. And they are actually playing the decks that they played against me as well. We see I'm Imperia here on the Duel deck, which I have a soft spot for as well. And then we have Mr. Kelchin on the Fire King strategy. So Imperia going first, and they can start off with Nightmare Throne, and we see no real interruption on the side of Mr. Kelchin, so that's possibly a tough ride for them here. Normal summon Samsari Lotus, that converts into a Spirit of Jubel. Spirit of Jubel sets Nightmare Pain from the deck, nicely playing around Drone and Lockbird just in engine. We destroy the Spirit of Jubel. Now Gruesome Gravescreamer destroys the real Jubel that came out of it. We go ahead, link these off into a Cross Sheep. Looks like a very standard Cross Sheep line here. Cross Sheep brings back the Samsari Lotus. Yama gets summoned with those two. Shavara is searched. We can set up a nice little Appaloosa. That's very, very good. And now with the Gruesome Gravescreamer, we can bring back the Spirit of Jubel. Shavara is going to destroy that. And now we trigger... Oh, we trigger the Yama as well. So we're producing 3 bodies here. We're bringing... Or, I mean, not necessarily to Nightmare Throne. So we go Yama, bring back Spirit of Jubel. We go Nightmare Throne, bring out Terror Incarnate, so we're doing 3 monsters here, yeah. And then Jubel to the field. The only real explanation I can have for that is we want to summon the Rudras with these 2, and we want to go into into Rage with these 2. Let's see whether that's what they're doing. Rage, there it is. Playing Chamber instead of the other trap that the Unchained deck is playing. Interesting. Oh, that's a super, super strong field. But Rudras, the new addition to the Jubel deck, there it is. That's strong stuff. Imperman Appaloosa was drawn. Nice card, immediately taking away 2 negates out of the field. Normal Okanix effect. Poplar was destroyed. Maxi waiting from Imperia as well, though, so they get more cards. Garunix effect destroys the Kirin. We're negating the Fire King Sanctuary. We waited a pretty long time there with the Varudras. Now, in case you're not familiar with Varudras, we negated and destroyed the card that they activated, which was Fire King Sanctuary. And then on Resolve, we decided to use an additional material from the card to also destroy the Garunix on the field. Alright. Now, Called by the Grave, and that Called by the Grave means no mercy, no way back into this game. 1-0 for Imperia, our Jubel player here in this top 16 match. Can Mr. Kelchin come back from this? They are a subscriber of the channel, so I'm with my heart rooting a little bit for them, but of course that is a tough situation to overcome now against Imperia and the Jubel deck. But Mr. Kelchin sticks to what is good. It's not very good right now, though. We stick to the Fire King strategy, and they themselves have been telling me it tends to be a little bit bricky in Master Duel, and we see that very clearly here. And we just set the Crossout Designator and pass it over to Imperia, who still sticks to the Jubel strategy here. Okay, drawing for turn. Opening, searches Dark Beckoning Beast. Normal Dark Beckoning Beast grabs another opening. Another normal summon for some Samsari Lotus. We make Phantom. No responses here just yet. Ash for the Samsari Lotus. That gets negated by the Phantom of Jubel. We chain Maxi, but they chain the Crossout Designator on the Ash Blossom. So Ash Blossom on the Maxi, Crossout Designator on the Maxi, on the Ash now, which is funny. Wait, hold on. Hold on. This is like really funny now, isn't it? Because we actually used Phantom of Jubel on Ash Blossom. And I think, now that Ash Blossom will be negated through the Crossout Designator, it turns out the way, and we're going to see momentarily, I think Imperia is not going to be allowed anymore to resolve the destruction of Spirit of Jubel and therefore special summon the Jubel to the field. So actually that Crossout Designator doing more than just negating that Ash Blossom on the Maxi there. Okay. Wait, they're still allowed to? Oh yeah, true. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. So, not what I thought. Oh, wait, it was what I thought. Yeah, the Spirit of Jubel, the Phantom of Jubel did not resolve in the way it was supposed to resolve. Okay, we put back something, Phantom of Jubel, pass it over. We do have plays now. We drew Poplar, we also draw Fire King Sanctuary now. Poplar grabs Snake Eye Sinful Spoils. Or original Sinful Spoils. We destroy Poplar. Now chaining one Poplar. Chaining to Garunix. We're chaining the Phantom of Jubel. That destroys Spirit of Jubel here. Okay, bring out Jubel. Original Sans Poplar. Now the way is free as we can see. Besides that Spirit of Jubel still in hand. Oak brings out Ash. Ash searches Ponix. We make these two into Flamberge. Destroy a monster in hand. Normal summon Ponix still. Oh wait, no, it's special summon Ponix. Skyburn is searched. Hita, we can just possibly push back the Jubel here, and we're trying to line up for game here, maybe. This game looked rough for Mr. Kelchin, but he might be comebacking right now. Okay, Flamberge. Flamberge pierces. This is massive. Wait, no. He leaves the princess on the field. I thought we could maybe get the princess into the graveyard and then interact with the Spirit of Jubel, but we didn't. Look, if we just link off these two to go into Ambler Whale, we could have reacted to the Spirit of Jubel, and then the crazy thing would have been, Jubel is in the Spare and Trap Zone, so they could have not brought anything out with this. So I think we kind of messed up here. If we just go into a Link 4, it should still... Yeah, it's definitely still a game. Search Nightmare Pain. Oh, I mean, they have Skyburn, though. True, they still have Skyburn, so it actually just doesn't even matter. They just still win. Okay. I was trash talking for no reason. Mr. Kelchin equaling the score 1-1. So back into this top 16 match they are. And now for the last game, we are going to switch sides and we're going to look into the hand and go on the side of the Jubel player of Imperia. And they are going to pick first. And those guys, they just... Do they know that they can just switch decks after every game? We see them picking the same deck over and over all 3 games here. Same matchup all 3 games. Jubel versus Snake Eye Fire King once again. Let's see how this one... Wait, is there no play with this? Hold on. I mean, it depends on the extra deck of Imperia. But we could have gone normal Chaos Summoning Beast, special Gruesome Grave Squirmer, make Yama search for Shavara, and then set one of the talents, Shavara destroy one of the set talents, go into Rage, so we at least have something, because this is nothing. And they would have probably activated their Maxi at some point, which would have also enabled our talents. I mean, we definitely play Yama in our extra deck, so I think that was a big mistake there from Imperia, not playing the game here. Very, very... I mean, maybe... They fumbled under the pressure. Maybe it's their first Top Cut in Challenger Cups. I don't know. But there was a play. There was a line. Okay, Okanix. Okanix destroys with Poplar. We search Ponix. Mr. Kelchin, of course, loves this. Ponix comes out. Poplar into the Spell Trap Zone. We get the Sanctuary. Sanctuary gets Island. Island destroys. Garunix to the hand. Garunix summons itself. Now Valkyrian. We have to basically call by Valkyrian. And they already have so many big monsters on the field. They have so many big monsters here. IP Masquerena. Link up. Promethean Princess. Princess brings back the Oak. Oak has not even used its effect yet. Oak bring back the Ponix. There is Flamberge. That's not game just yet. Okay. Imperia gets another turn. Still not looking too amazing here. We put that Okanix into the Spell Trap Zone, make an Ambler Whale, and pass it back over to Imperia. Imperia drew Lotus, which is nice. Okay, bring out Okanix. Okanix destroys Ambler Whale, searches for Ponix. We bring back the IP, but we also trigger the Garunix. Garunix and IP both activated. We go for Aspid Little Knight. We don't want to take any eventualities, and we're just going to Aspid Little Knight away with Samsari Lotus. Maxi chained to the Gruesome Grave Skirmer now as well. Alright. Making sure the Samsari Lotus ends up in graveyard. Ash Blossom for the triple tactic talents now. And we have a winner. Mr. Kelchin came back from that loss in the first game and is moving on to top 8. Let's go. A subscriber of the channel. I hope they can pull through. Moving on into the top 8, and we do have another familiar face, always grinding. Every season you see him in the top cuts. Terry Miari, the player on top. And then on the bottom, someone I'm not super familiar with yet, but Mario, also here in top 8, so let's see what they have to offer. Looking at the decks, we do get to witness some Drytron gameplay here from Terry Miari. Always someone testing out the new decks and now giving us the Drytron strategy with Drytron Asterism in the main deck, apparently. Very interesting. I'm excited to see that. And on the other hand, here we have Snake Eye Kashtira from Mario. Let's see how this goes. Normal Oak. Oak effect. Gets mad with Maxi. Ay. Every deck can do that, but Drytron, of course, can as well. Poplar effect. Another draw for them. Grab the original. Go for Fucho. Probably expecting... Wait, did they pick second there as Teremiari? Teremiari... No. They lost the coin toss. Still, they go for Fucho as their last resort, and they pass it over. Well, that's a handful of Drytron effects. Chain Max C, that sadly has to resolve on this side as well. Cyber Emergency grabs the Dart Draconits. Bring out New 2. Grabs Bright Knight. Ritual Summon with the Meteonis Drytron for Dart Draconits. Let's stop a second, let's hold a moment and read that one real quick again. Other Drytron monsters you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effect. Good start. 5k, twice per turn when your opponent activates a monster effect. As a quick effect, you can banish Drytron monsters, minimum 1 from your graveyard, whose total attack equal or exceed the original attack of that monster. Negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Also, if this ritual summon card is in its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card, special a ritual monster with 4k attack from your hand or deck. Treat it as a ritual summon. Alright, nice. Let's continue. We bring out the Usatron Alpha. Nova brings out the Tuban, the Alpha. Add back Drytron. Oh, they played the White Woman jump scare. Using the Fucho to go into the Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. Making the way free, and we have 3k and 5k. Quick. That was the shortcut to victory here, maybe. Poplar effect placed itself into the spell and trap zone. Does really not matter. We just attack for a game. Terry Miari with the Drytron strategy wins game number 1 because of the Underworld Goddess. Is today the day of Drytron, maybe? We're sure enough going to find out momentarily as we are heading into this second game now. Let's see, do we stick to the Drytron strategy? Do we stick to the Snake Eye strategy? No and no are the answers. In top 16, you saw it was a little bit stale. Players sticked to their decks that they liked. Duel versus Fire King the entire time. Now, though, Mario switches over to Salamangreat with deck lockdowns in the main deck. And we see Teremiari knowing his Tenpai cards as well. Let's see how this one goes, because that's not a particularly impressive Salamangreat hand. Just Jack Jaguar is your only monster. That doesn't bring you very far. We link off for Baelings. Baelings effect. We resolve that for Sanctuary. Deck Lockdown and a Set Rage is all we can offer. And we see there is a Feather Duster waiting. Holy. Feather Duster says goodbye to those two back rows. Dora, they ash it, and there is no way to extend for them at the moment. Dora trying to gain attack. Nope, though. Striker Dragon now big enough to attack over the Baelings. And that leaves Mario with basically nothing. Almost. Oh, Buffalo is not a starter either. But Buffalo is big enough to attack over the Striker Dragon. You know what, though? Teremiari is super happy about this Striker Dragon going into the graveyard, as this is the first light or dark monster hitting the graveyard. And that end phase Magnamut is going to be massive. Oh, maybe not on a deck lockdown, actually. Maybe not on the deck lockdown. Okay, now in our turn, Magnamut effect. We attack over the Buffalo. Easy. Main phase 2, end phase. Retrieve. Yeah, true. We can just retrieve the Dora from the graveyard. That works like a charm. Mario draws Roar, and they don't want to see it anymore. Teremiari moving into top 4 by playing Drytron very impressively in the first game, and now playing some Tenpai. Is today the day of Drytron? Dream is still on, that's for sure. Starting to get to the stages where it becomes really interesting. Top 4. We see Sneetrox in here, and we see Mr. Kelch in here. Our subscriber made it to top 4. Let's go. Maybe he can go all the way. And we see Fire King versus Fire King. Man, that deck still is so popular. It's crazy to see. But yeah, who is going first? Mr. Kelchin is going first. Their hand is pretty good, I would say. Let's see. Bonfire resolves, grabs Snake Eye Ash, normal Ash. That gets met with Imperm though. Ayah, never lucky. Now the Black Witch. Black Witch sets original Sinful Spells. We go for Linkuriboh. Original sends Linkuriboh. We Ash it, and there is nothing else that they can do. Set the Imperm, pass over to Sneetrox. Sneetrox draws another powerful extender with the Black Witch, but they start off with Fire King Island, destroying the Ulcanix. Ulcanix and Garunix triggering. Maxi dropped. They have guaranteed 2 draws now. Mr. Keldon will draw 2 cards right away. I think Sneetrox is probably just going to make the decision to go for it this turn. They already are committed into the Maxi, so I think they're just going to try to close it out here, if you ask me. Okay, bring out the OG Garunix, Imperm on that Garunix here. On this Garunix, on the Sacred King. Snake Eye Ash. Poplar effect. Meanwhile, they only draw going first cards, but nothing to interrupt. There's Droll and Knockbird, but that would also mean they're not drawing any cards anymore. Which is summoned. That is, if you can calculate correctly, exactly game. Very, very quick and decisive first game in top 4 here. Sneetrox with the Fire King Snake Eye deck. Quick and easy 1-0 lead, but can he close it out? Is this going to be the quick and easy walk in the park for Sneetrox? Is he going to move into the finals with 2-0? Or can Mr. Keldon come back into this? As we can see, another case of just sticking to what they like, sticking to what they think is good. Sneetrox and Mr. Keldon both on Fire King. Let's see, this time Mr. Keldon goes first again, but he hopefully... he at the very least already has not face the Maxi, so he can just perform his combo as he likes. Snake Eye Oak and Poplar activating. Poplar places itself into Spell and Trap Zone. Bring back the Snake Eye Ash. Hollow Flamberge. Flamberge puts the Poplar down there. Sunlight Wolf is summoned. You do that very often in the Fire King variant of the deck, which is by far the most viable Snake Eye variant at the moment. In Master Duel, Heat Soul is summoned. Heat Soul gives us another draw, which is Ash Blossom. Another interruption. Massive. Appaloosa with 2 negates, and we can now swiftly and smoothly transition into our Fire King part of the deck. Ponix grabs Field Spell, Garunix destroys the Ulcanix, so we can make a rank H, which is Zombie Vampire. Oh, we check out what our opponent is playing. We now know that we are playing the mirror match again, as we just gave our opponent a Garunix into the graveyard, which is arguably not that great, and we get an Avatar from ourselves, so which is definitely comparably a lot better. Placing that Ash Blossom into the Spell and Trap Zone there. Promethean Princess. Princess brings back Garunix. We make Umbla Whale. And we pass it over to Sneetrox. Can he break it once again? A second copy of Ulcanix is not going to help very much with that. Maxi and draw phase 2, they let it resolve. Look at that. They didn't even really think about it for too long. They let that Maxi resolve because they know they need to call by an engine piece. They know they need to call by either the Promethean Princess or even more likely the Garunix. When you call by Garunix though, your own Garunix is going to be turned off too, so we'll have to see. Alright, Ulcanix gets negated by Appaloosa, and they don't even bother trying anymore. Score is equal. Mr. Keldon still in this. Can he come back here into this match? He came back in top 16, so he may as well do it again. Into game 3 we go. All deciding game number 3. Who goes into the finals and who doesn't? Sneetrox or Mr. Keldon? Sneetrox does have the right to go first, and once more, they do not change a thing. Snake Eye Fire King on both sides. Sneetrox starting with Ulcanix destroying Oak. Grabbing them a copy of Ponix. But there's Troll and Lockbird on the side of Mr. Keldon. And that's one that they can't answer, and that's going to be really good here. Because that means Ponix can't search. Kirin destroys the Ulcanix. Ulcanix can still special summon out the Garunix. Sunlight Wolf. We go for Linkuriboh. We can therefore retrieve the Kirin, I would assume. Retrieving the Kirin to our hand. Promethean Princess. That roll still goes very hard. Oak comes back. Oak summons back the Ponix. Still Flamberge access, putting Ulcanix into the Spell and Trap Zone and passing just like that after setting the Impermanence. This is not what you consider in a super impressive Snake Eye Fire King field. They have no access to Garunix even. Look at this. They have the Avatar Garunix, the usual old one, the brick one in the graveyard, but they don't have the important one, so possibly breakable for Mr. Kelchin, I would say. Drawing Ash Blossom here for turn. Nice. It's always nice to draw Ash Blossom for turn, just to have an answer to a potential Maxi in the opponent's hand. I definitely know that feeling. Alright, normal summon Snake Eye Ash, which we searched off Bonfire, gets impermed. The Diabellstar Black Witch discards another copy to summons itself out. Flamberge brings out Olcanix. Olcanix effect now can get Ash, so we can't Ash a Maxi, but there also is none, and instead we can just Ash the Olcanix, which is still really, really, really good. Talents now takes over the Flamberge. Flamberge puts the Princess into the Spell Trap Zone to play around that interruption. Nicely done. Oak brings back Snake Eye Ash. Ash can now send itself, and the Oak gets mad with the Ash Blossom and Joy Spring though. Original brings out Pawnyx. No real interruptions left here for Sneatrox. Island. We destroy the Pawnyx. Garunix now on our side. They didn't get Garunix, but we now do. Destroy the Avatar. Avatar brings back Pawnyx. We make Promethean. Promethean brings back Avatar. There now is time for Kirin. Kirin destroys the Olcanix. We attack over the Pawnyx. We attack over the Kirin. Kirin activates, but we can negate with Avatar, destroy our very own Garunix. We're passing it over. Any follow-up for Sneatrox here? I don't think there is. There is no immediate follow-up, no original Sinful Spores or anything in the graveyard, so they are in absolute top deck mode here. They top deck Witch Bow. Oh wait, also Pawnyx. I was yapping. There's actually Pawnyx in the graveyard, so that was follow-up. But they negate the Pawnyx right away with the Avatar. Bring out Garunix. Garunix destroys Olcanix. Olcanix brings out Garunix. And Sneatrox literally, they just top deck that Witch. But there is the Promethean Princess, making there no more cards on the field to be sent off of original Sinful Spores. And our subscriber on the Twitch streets, Mr. Kelchin, is moving on to the finals of this 256-player Challenger Cup. Let's go! But in the big finals, Mr. Kelchin is going to get quite the task as he's playing against one of the craziest grinders in Master Duel in the Challenger Cup competition at all. He's playing against Nicky Boy, also very much a friend of the channel. And as you can see, Mr. Kelchin sticking to the Fire King Snake Eye strategy, and Nicky Boy right now, a Tanpai Dragon Enjoyer. Who won the coin toss? Mr. Kelchin has selected to go first. All right. So let's see what they can do against Nip, which is the only card immediately on this turn having applications. But of course also the droplets then to break the field. Is there even... Can they do too much of a field here? That hand is not great again for Mr. Kelchin, but let's see. Yeah, I was afraid of that. That hand didn't really look like it would do too much. And we just go called by Imperm, pass. They drew a Fuvalos. Normal Dora, that gets impermed. Okay, they don't play a whole lot either, though. Look at this. We go Battle Phase. We go Battle Phase and we pass it over. After setting another droplet. Interesting start to this match. Do they draw a play? They draw Poplar. That ain't bad. Normal Poplar immediately gets... With the quickness they are going to... Oh! With the quickness they're using the droplet, sending a monster. But guess what? The droplet only denies you then from responding with monster effects. Therefore, we chain the Royal Rare called by the Grave on the Dora, allowing us to then chain the Kirin in hand, making sure that we're dodging the Forbidden Droplet. Forbidden Droplet is going to resolve on the Kirin. So what? Whatever. But the Poplar, and that's the important part, that one is going to resolve here. But you already see the counter on Nibiru going up. 2 summons for Nibiru here. Poplar into the Spell Trap Zone. Original. Gets mad with the Fuvalos. Also meaning Nicky Boy is collecting cards. Imperm on Pawnyx. We are keeping the summons low. That's just a little bit of damage coming through there. And that's a pass. Don't want to commit any more into that Fuvalos. And Nicky Boy, with that hand now, I can see him doing a lot of damage. Pydra sets Sengen Summoning effect. Grabs a Chandra, discards Vegan Roku. Chandra effect. I think we're off to the races here. Chandra brings out Fadra. Fadra revives Vegan Roku. We're attacking over the Pawnyx even for damage. Biden brings back Pydra. Pydra Synchro Summon. Transcendent. And that Transcendent makes us safe from anything that could happen. And that Biden, together with the field spell, is already game. Nicky Boy, I told you, he's definitely someone you don't want to play in the finals because he is one of the best players out there, and he proves that by winning game number 1 here with the Tenpai Dragon deck. Going into what may as well be the last game of the tournament. Game number 2 of the finals. Mr. Kelchin goes first. We're switching perspectives, now on the side of Nicky Boy. And Nicky Boy just sticks to the Tenpai deck. Worked very well in game number 1, so it may work again in game number 2. We've seen Mr. Kelchin just consistently sticking to the Snake Eye Fire King strategy. And therefore, Nicky Boy just probably believes, hey, my deck is really good against that deck. So we are sticking with Tenpai, and that's what they did. Let's see how good it really is here in this second game. Normal Snake Eye Ash gets mad with Imperm. First thing done. Out of the way. Called by can't stop this, of course. Bonfire. Ashing it. They have to call by, otherwise they have no additional play. But we already see this card here. We already see the C waiting, and it is going to get a draw off of that Poplar here. Grabbing original Sinful Sports. They also, like, they have to continue to play into it. Ponix and Poplar activating. Grabbing Skyburn. Making Fucho understandably against the Tenpai deck that we have seen Nicky Boy play so much. So Fucho pass, activate the effect, resolves, okay. Normal Dora Dora, grabs again Roku effect. Max C is chained. We chained the... Oh. Hold on. We did not want to Ash it. That's a very interesting point. I always like analyzing those situations a little bit as well. And Nicky Boy is a high-class player, therefore analyzing here is pretty good. They decided not to Ash for Max C, but instead, what they did is they chained Sangen Kaiman from their hand to special out the Genroku that already activated, and therefore making Mr. Kelchin have 0 draws off of that. So they special out the Genroku before it could summon it out itself to just have no additional draws for Mr. Kelchin. From here, Dora Dora attacking the Fucho, setting the talents and setting the droplet and passing it over. Original Sinful Spoils. Okay, we wanted the Ash to get the follow-up limited. Oak, though, on the Ponix, gets met with droplets, send Dora Dora. Nicky Boy tries to grind with that deck that usually only needs 1 turn, but now he has to grind with it. We're summoning out Princess, summon number 4. Princess brings back Ponix. Ponix effect, grabs Viking Sanctuary. There's our Island. Island effect, destroys Garunix in hand. Garunix in hand now triggers. The other one, though, Kirin effect. Kirin comes out, destroys the Genroku. End of main phase, Nibiru taking everything away, leaving Mr. Kelchin essentially with just a token. And we see Nicky Boy, all it takes is the normal summon of a Chandra. Is he really going to make this a clean and swift 2-0? Nibiru attacks into it. We're synchro summoning Sangen Pai Biden Dragon. Bring back the Pydra. Pydra attacking, okay, no battle damage. We make Transcendent. Transcendent puts that into attack position. Holy, did you see that? We just crashed the Transcendent into the Nibiru token for a crazy amount of damage. To be exact, that was 5,600. And now Transcendent comes back, though, destroying the Nip token. And now the way is free for the Sangen Kaiman. Summon out Fadra. Fadra bring back Chandra. And that's all it needs. You know, with that, Sangen Pai Biden Dragon coming back. Nicky Boy wins this 256-player Challenger Cup. He just does not stop performing at those Challenger Cups. He's crazy. With the Tenpai Dragon deck, he could not be stopped today and is the winner of this 256-player Challenger Cup. It's crazy how consistent Nicky is performing. Usually, Nicky Boy's deck was Rescue Ace. He played that always. He played that every single tournament. He was crazy with it, but that's not really viable anymore, and he now is just super good with another deck. He just is insanely good with Tenpai all of a sudden, and I'm sure that is not going to be the last episode where we see a featured match of Nicky Boy performing really well in one of those Challenger Cup top cuts. Let me know in the comments which match you liked the most. Let me know what you think is the best deck right now in Master Duel. Leave a like to the video as I told you, and please subscribe to the channel for the algorithm. See you for another one of those videos very, very soon here on the channel. Until then, bye.